So, I played Street Fighter 6. I got to play Street Fighter 6 finally. I got into the most recent closed beta and I played quite a bit. A lot of matches, I won a lot, I lost a lot, and I'm just gonna give some of my thoughts and impressions on the game as it currently stands. So, let's do it. So first of all, I want to say I didn't play everyone. I did not play every character. Because you know what? We had a limited amount of time to play the game, and I didn't want to waste those few days with characters that I'm not interested in. So a lot of my impressions of most of the characters on this beta roster are just from fighting them. But the characters I spent all my time as were Kimberly, Drury, and Ryu. And I enjoyed my time as all of them, but Kimberly might have been my favorite. She's so fun. And I do tend to like some of the faster characters when it comes to Street Fighter. But yeah, Kimberly is so good, and I'm not even that good at Street Fighter. I'm super mid. When I fought some of the really good players who were Kimberly, they were doing some crazy shit. Kimberly's got 50-50 mix-ups, teleports to close distances, graffiti bomb traps, an air grab. You name it, she's got it. She's just really fucking good. She's a lot of fun. I can't wait until I can practice her, and really everyone, but practice properly without the danger of some asshole sitting at the arcade cabinet across from me and fighting me. Because unfortunately for this beta, you couldn't just jump into the training mode. The only way I could find to train and learn moves and stuff was to sit at an arcade cabinet with no challenger, and you could practice until a challenger showed up, which inevitably would happen and ruin your training. So it was a bit rough just trying to learn everything that's going on. If there was a true way I could just train without interruption, I didn't see it. Please tell me if I just missed it. But anyway, let's talk about Ken. And no, I wasn't playing Ken. I don't care about Ken. I don't want to be Ken. But every other single person playing the game absolutely wanted to be Ken. Ken is all I see. Ken is all I know. In fact, I told you I was playing Kimberly, but I don't know how that's possible. She's not in the game. Only Ken is. And to explain Ken, I'm going to use a franchise that I'm more familiar with the ins and outs of. And that franchise is Mortal Kombat. And in MKX specifically, Sub-Zero was so fucking good. And Sub-Zero is basically the Ken of Mortal Kombat. Sub-Zero was so fucking outlandishly good in that game because he had a lot of tools and could do a lot of good things, and most of it was really easy to pull off. For example, if you held forward and pressed XXX or AAA if you're on Xbox, Sub-Zero would do a combo comprised of a low kick, a mid kick, and an overhead kick in very quick succession. You're not hearing me. He got a very fast mix-up off of tapping a single button. Now, what does this have to do with Ken, I hear you ask? Well, I think Ken is the same thing here in Street Fighter 6. He's very good, and it seems very easy. Now, if I wasn't playing Ken, how do I know that it's easy? A valid question. Here's my answer. I kept seeing this one very effective, very cool looking cross-up / mix-up combo. I wish I could remember exactly what he was doing, but it's something like a mid to an overhead to a low with some sort of short tatsu that pops you up and switches sides into Shoryuken, into super, or some crazy shit like that. And I kept seeing variations of that combo all over the place, and it was extremely annoying. And I would have thought, well, only the players who are really fucking good are doing this, because I'd see some guy do it and he'd just kick my ass, no problem. But then I was running into guys who didn't have a prayer of beating me. People I'm giving 5 rematches to, and they're not getting a round. And those players are pulling off the exact same combo when they get the chance. It's fucking madness. And listen, I do think what I'm saying is fairly true, but I'm also being a bit tongue-in-cheek. I'm not over here like, oh, nerf Ken. No, I don't care. Leave him how he is, nerf him, buff him. I don't care, it's fine. I just think it's worth noting, and it's really funny. Ken is really good, and it's really annoying. That's the takeaway. But let's talk about something I was excited to actually play and get down into action with, and that is all these drive systems. And let me tell you something. Drive Impact seems to be the one. It seems to be the one. From what I can tell, it fittingly seems to have the most impact on matches. It's something you really have to be aware of. You really have to be ready to react to it, and you can't forget to utilize it yourself. It's so fucking essential in my opinion. Maybe that's not true. Maybe in higher ranked play, drive parry and drive rush become the most dominant and deciding forces, but from what I can tell, that drive impact is crazy, man, and I love it. I really can't stress how badly I want this game in my hands with all the modes and all the characters so I can properly learn everything. It's gonna be so fucking fun. Now listen, even though Jamie's new and I probably should have tried him, I just was not interested in being Jamie, honestly, and I just want to be the characters I want to be within my limited window. I mean, if they'd had any of the other announced new characters in here, I would have been all of them. I want to be Manon. I want to be Marissa. I want to be JP. They all look interesting to me and aesthetically pleasing to me personally in one way or another. You know who I don't want to be? Jamie. And so I wasn't. Like I said, I played a lot of Kimberly and a lot of Juri and Ryu. And Juri and Ryu feel like themselves, but different. Especially Ryu to me. He feels so similar and so much like Ryu, but he is noticeably different. But the new or newly returning things that he can do don't feel out of place for him, I really enjoyed playing as him. Also, they changed Juri's little kick thing where she banks her special. It used to be that you do the light version, and so now you can do the light special. Or you do the medium version and you bank the medium special. But now, no matter which version of the little kick bank you do, you can spend it on any of the specials. So you do the light kick to bank a special and you can spend it on heavy. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty cool. And you can do weaker versions of her specials without banking them at all. Like if you don't bank the enhanced version of her light kick special, she still does her little sweep kick, but it doesn't send out the projectile. To get the projectile, you have to bank a charge of your enhanced specials. And it's the same premise for the heavy and medium, like her heavy does 1 kick unenhanced and 2 kicks if you bank the special. They just removed a lot of the hassle attached to playing as Juri and made her a more viable character. A welcome change that makes Juri a lot more manageable if you ask me, because yes, we all love Juri. She has a great design and she's a fan favorite, but it was such a hassle to be good with her that you might as well put that effort into a character with less unnecessary barriers, But yeah, man, I love the Juri changes. I had a lot of fun playing Ryu, Kimberly. I can't fucking wait to be able to practice more and just play this game more, man. That's all I've got to say, I guess. I fucking hate my life now because Street Fighter 6 is gone. This is some bullshit. Honestly, there were times where I didn't even want to play the game because I knew it was leaving and there would be a void in my heart only to be filled with bullshit. But whatever, man. Like the video if you like the fucking video. Subscribe if you think that's a wise thing to do. But until next time, I am Waifu Collector. I am just a normal guy. I like hentai and I miss Street Fighter 6 already. Goodbye.
Round 1. Fight! Hadouken! Hadouken! fist. It's everything to me.